Hello and welcome to the Luxury Lounge. That's right, every Thursday we head in the lounge, we shut the door, and we air our grievances with the world. And there's no grievance that's too big or too small or too frivolous. Anything you want to grievance about, you can come to the lounge. That's right. The luxury of the lounge is having a place to complain. No one can look at you and go, no, there's bigger issues, people starving. No, that's outside of the lounge. In the lounge, we shut the door, a safe space for all your complaints to be heard and read. And if you want your luxury complaint read, all you have to do is email jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. That's jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. Title it Luxury Lounge, then Luxury Lounge dash, and then kind of like what you're talking about. So like Luxury Lounge dash ba-da-da-da. Do we get that? The ba-da-da-da is up to you. That's where your creative space. That's where you get to do something fun and wonderful. So jtrainpodcast@gmail.com. We're here every Thursday. And the entrance to the lounge, the payment, the membership fee is share a friend, a coworker, a brother, a sister, a mama, a papa, anyone with ears. We'll take the earless community as well. We'll take them all. So all you got to do, tell a friend, support the sponsors. We've got the great sponsors. All the sponsors for today have promo codes that will get you a little free money on something. I don't know if they can help you. I don't know if these fucking companies have any worth to you, but if they perk your ears up, use a promo code. You help them, they help me. I bring the funnies to you, and we're all that is the circle of feathers. I need you to feather my nuts, tickle my balls, metaphorically. That's right. Just, tickle them. Share, coworkers, friends, group chat. The podcast is truly a gift because podcasts give you the opportunity, take your brain, put it on the shelf, let me take the wheel. The Wizard of Oz, the Sultan of Scream, the JTrain, the Climax R. I can take control for just an hour. I'm not driving all day. We're not taking a road trip. Just an hour. I got you. Okay? And then there's a backlog. So you're helping your friend get through the tough times in their life, the lonely times. And we're coming up on summer, road trips, all those good things. I'm on the road. Speaking of the road, I am coming to your city. I'm coming to Madison, Wisconsin. If you're in Madison, I am there this weekend. Come on out to the shows. That's a fun club. Very well-known club. Comedy on State. They have a good reputation. So we want to keep the JTrain name in line with that reputation. So Madison, Tampa, La Jolla. We're doing a U Up Live in Boston. Then I'm coming to Minneapolis. Then I'm going to San Francisco for U Up Live, LA for U Up Live, Huntsville, Alabama, Nashville, Tennessee, Austin for U Up Live, Chicago for U Up Live, New York City for U Up Live, Dayton, Washington, D.C. That link just got added, and Albany, New York. So jaredfree.com for tickets, and I'll be done with the announcements in 2 seconds. I know. So, so much talking, so much intro. There's a Patreon version of the Luxury Lounge. Shelby's here. He's in the background. He is the great and wonderful Oz. You don't hear him, but he's here watching everything, judging everything. Shelby and I, we have a Patreon, and it's every Friday I'm doing a Patreon version of the Luxury Lounge. And here's what I promise. $5 a month, 2 extra podcasts a week. You get Coffee with JTrain Mondays. You get the Luxury Lounge on Fridays. And the Luxury Lounge Patreon, whatever you want, your complaint will be heard. Not every complaint's going to get heard on the free one. But on Fridays, you can write it down, and I'll read it with you the next week, and that's when we do like a complaint duet. Very excited about today's guest. New to the lounge, new to the JTrain universe, hilarious, awesome. You know her from TikTok. Talia Lichtstein, thank you for coming on.
Thanks for having me. That was an amazing, I've never seen somebody do that so fast and not trip up a single word. That was very impressive.
They call it a pro. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Totes preach. Love being a pro.
You are.
There's, I want to bring the energy, bring the fun. We want to get into the show.
Yes.
But, there's give and take. Some people love the intro. I've heard from
I certainly love it.
I think the guests do. I don't think they expect it when they come in.
You think people fast forward?
Yeah, of course. I'm a podcast listener. I know how people work. Sometimes you're up for it. Sometimes you're not up for it. I can understand that. There's no, listen, however you take your JTrain, I'm willing to let you take it. So, some people, like I listen, I'm a podcast listener. I love podcasts. So,
sure.
And I've been in for I love talk radio back in the day. So I'm a radio guy.
Yeah.
So I understand that this is something, some people a little bit of chit chat in the background of their lives. They're cleaning their kitchen.
Right.
I fall asleep to podcasts. So I know someone right now
Never
is
understood that.
never understood that. No, why?
Talk radio. My dad and I would listen to Car Talk on the way to school. Have you heard of Car Talk?
What's Car Talk?
It's these two guys. They have these Boston accents and they talk about cars. I don't know a single thing that they were talking about, but they talk like this and they're talking about
Car
cars.
talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just thought I liked the accents. And then when I fell asleep, I would listen to Spanish radio, Spanish love songs.
So love songs.
I just needed an accent.
But
that's it. That's the only stuff I fall asleep to.
It is true.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. See, but that's the thing. You wanted, when you're going to sleep, you wanted something.
Yes, but it was something that it was like kind of funny or different. Like I either couldn't understand it or I just needed, it gave me a giggle. But that's the only time I was listening to just two people chatting, which is weird because now I host a podcast. I don't understand why people listen to it.
Well, listen. Also, you have a show on TikTok.
Yeah.
We want people to go follow it.
Yeah.
Just the tips.
Just the tips.
Sex and dating advice.
Yeah.
And you're on there every day.
Every single day.
Just the tips. Go follow. Also at Talia Lichtstein on Instagram, on TikTok, on everything. You on Twitter. You're new to the Twitter game.
I do Twitter.
That's funny. It's funny that like you're young. You're younger. So Twitter to you, I feel like, were you just like warned against it?
No. I've been on Twitter since like 2011, but it just wasn't, I never saw it as part of everything else, every other social media besides like Facebook, which nobody's on. I saw
I'm
as
on
part
Facebook,
of, okay, yeah, well, I post for my grandmother.
I remember when Facebook came out, and this is going to make me sound 1,000 years old. Okay?
Whoa.
I remember when Facebook was just a little girl, and no, we were at my fraternity house. I've never been more wrong about something in my entire life. We're at my fraternity house.
You didn't think it would take off.
Oh my God. A guy came in, we were all having lunch in the fraternity.
Right.
And a guy came in and he goes, hey, there's this thing called Facebook and it's only at Ivy League schools and they're going to open up to like Penn State. And they're like, I think we should really start a group on Facebook. And I literally, in front of like 30 other dudes, this guy like made a brave announcement to our whole fraternity. I was like, shut up, nerd. And we all laughed and threw food at him. And I was like, wow, don't take my investment advice.
Wasn't it for just hot girls at the time? Why weren't you hyped about it?
So a month goes by. We had like a formal or whatever. And someone was like, oh man, I hooked up with this chick last night. And we were like, who is she? And then everyone was like, I know her. And then I remember one guy was like, oh, we should look her up on Facebook. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
And that's when you're like, oh, we can look. And then everyone just silently went to their room and opened up accounts to like friend every girl at school.
It's a directory of hot girls.
Yes, exactly.
In middle school, I went to school, middle and high school, with the sister of Snapchat's creator, Spiegel.
Jared Spiegel.
Something.
Is he a
like
Jared too? That's the only reason I remember.
I have no idea.
Okay.
I have literally no idea.
The sister of Snapchat's starter.
Yes.
Okay.
He has this little sister who's 2 years older than me. And I vividly remember her when I was in 7th grade talking in one of like our extracurricular classes that we had together. Like, my brother started this thing. Yeah, download it. Like, it's going to be really big. I remember looking at it on her phone and thinking to myself, and then going and telling somebody after. I didn't want to say it in front of her. I was like, the pictures disappear? Who the fuck is going to do that? Like, I didn't understand it at all. And it was the biggest deal in a month.
You're like, this is the dumbest thing
I thought it was the dumbest thing I'd ever heard. And now she has her own app, but I think it's actually really cool.
Yeah, and her own boat, and her own mansion, and her own summer house, and her own,
all that
amongst other things.
I can imagine.
And we're in a studio apartment in a made studio with, wallpaper.
This is really nice.
Thank you.
At least you have a place to live. I'm about to be on the street. My apartment fell through.
What's going on? What do you mean fell through?
I have 2 weeks to find a new apartment, and I have to be out of my place.
Well, I know you're new to New York. That's kind of how it happens here.
I know.
2 weeks is like, I mean, it's going to be a rush, but it's going to be, that's kind of the New York apartment.
For me, everything in my life is a rush because I procrastinate. So 2 weeks for me is really like 3 days because that's what I'm going to start.
You'll start in
I'll start in a week, and then I'm going to have a week, and then I'm going to be out.
You're from the West Coast.
Yeah.
Where in the West Coast? You're
LA.
in LA. So you're from LA.
Yes.
You have a weird Boston connection.
I do.
Your
My mom.
She's from Canton.
Canton.
Okay. Now this is all I know.
That's all you know about me?
Yeah, and you went to Cal Berkeley.
I did.
Yeah, which I've been to.
I love when
before.
people bring that up because that's like my big credential. Like
Cal Berkeley.
I don't have enough experience as a comedian under my belt, so the one
Yeah.
thing that I have that's impressive is like, oh, you were like on the Tonight Show. I went to UC Berkeley.
That's right.
I'm
Same
kind of
thing.
smart. That's my thing.
Well, Cal Berkeley's known for like, they're like, burning people in the streets or something. Like it's a big like that's how I know. But that's
Right.
also like the Boston in me. Like you would hear like Cal Berkeley,
Right.
like you'd be like,
That's
like I don't know, like is the hype not that?
My grandparents still feel that way. They're proud, but they're like, they were scared at first. It does have that rep, but I loved the rep when I was in high school. I loved the idea of like, I'm going to go to the free speech school, but it's really not any school with 40,000 people. You can't peg the student body anyway.
It has it
because
all.
there's everyone there. So there's a big Republican population. Also, the campus is usually used to host these protests, so it's never really the students. It's like
Interesting.
people who come, the Antifa, whatever.
Well, it's
and
because
they
I guess
use it.
when you get the hype, it
Yes.
becomes the place where all these places
It's
get
the place to
drawn
gather.
Yeah,
but the
that's
students
interesting.
themselves are like not any
No,
more
you're in fucking
activated than
college.
any. Yeah, we're like lazy, and we have like a little student-led protest every month or something. I don't know.
This is amazing. So we're
Yeah.
happy to have you in the lounge at Talia Lichtstein. Everyone go follow. Go, go, go. Just the tips. That's the show. It's on TikTok. Go follow that as well. Listen, are you ready to get into this?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay. So we start every luxury lounge with our own complaints. I'd like to complain about something, and then we'll get into your complaint.
ahead.
If that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hit the music, Shelby.
I really do like this wallpaper.
Thank you. Jared, he has some problems. Jared, he's got some issues to do. Get off his chest right now. Jared has a lot of issues. Jared has a issue with a lot of things that we can discuss. Can you relate to the problem now? Okay, so I have a specific complaint.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to New Orleans, Louisiana?
I haven't.
Okay, so I've been to New Orleans a few times in my young life. I love New Orleans.
Yeah.
I think it's a great city.
I'm dying to go.
Such a fun time. You would have a blast. I think go now. Go sooner
Well, I
than
can
later.
still blend in as a Tulane student.
Yeah, no, not even. You don't need to be a Tulane. I even say stay. So I did a show at Tulane.
Right.
And I went a night early because I didn't want to fly in that day. And I have a love-hate relationship with the city of New Orleans because it's not built for me. I've long said that New Orleans, it's hot. Hold on. Let me restart this because I don't
like any place that's hot.
Well, that's
by
the
the
thing.
way.
New Orleans is sticky hot.
Oh, no.
Not just hot. It's not like
I'm
and there's
terrified for the first New York
and there's
summer.
no well, New York gets sticky hot too, but New York, at least I would say it's just like it's sticky hot, and it's just there's no relief from it, and also you're on vacation and there's no beach. You're not jumping in the ocean. You're not going in the pool. There's not a lot of pool time happening.
Right.
When you're in New Orleans, it's walking the streets. It's having a drink outside. It's going to different types of bars and restaurants and eating and eating and eating. And the food
This seems
there,
like my kind of vacation.
it's a great vacation, but again, sticky hot, eating. The food there, a lot of cream bases, a lot of sugary drinks. You're going to have the hand
This is
grenade.
great.
This is anti-Semitic. It doesn't work with a Jewish stomach, okay? Whenever I've been in New Orleans, it has been toilet or bar. And I was there, and I sent to my family group chat, I wrote, in New Orleans. And then my brother's girlfriend, who has infiltrated the group chat, wrote, I feel like the Freids would not be NOLA people. Are we? So then I wrote back, I actually hate it here. Never felt comfortable. Hot, sticky, drinks are too sugary, the food is too creamy, there's no beach. And that's the review. That's a joke. That's a fun.
Yeah.
That's the review, but it is a heightened version of the review.
Sure.
Of course, I love New Orleans. Of course, it's one of the most interesting places in the world.
When someone asks for your review, you give the negative.
Of course.
Yeah.
The positive doesn't do anything to me.
No.
I get this message on Instagram. And because I posted this.
You can't post that. No. That's
you have to post it.
I know, but that's how you get the people.
That's the joke.
Yeah.
And it's like, if your city didn't matter, I wouldn't talk about your city.
You have to.
I only make fun of things I love.
You have to consider everybody's opinions when you say anything.
Well,
that's the internet now.
This is me teaching these people that if you're being made fun of, that means you're being thought of, which is actually a compliment.
Right.
Okay? Because this person wrote, "This hurts my heart a little bit. I can't argue about the humidity, the smells, or the sweetness of the drinks." Okay, so those are the whole review.
That's the whole review.
Yeah, but I will say New Orleans has great food outside of Cajun Creole food if that's not your vibe. It is my vibe. I love the food. I love Cajun Creole. I want to try something different. I'm making fun of you because that's what's to make fun of. That's what happens. When I go to your city, I'm going to make fun of it. If I don't, that means it was so fucking boring, there was nothing to make fun of, and it wasn't even boring enough to make fun of how boring it was. So there it is. So the idea, you need to take a minute, if you read something from that I've written online, and then go check out my bio. What does it say? My bio says board lord. Okay, so if it's about charcuterie, that's what I'm taking up the board lord mantle. And it also says comedian. So that means I'm doing one or the other. I'm either talking about your meats and cheeses, or I'm making fun of shit, because that's what I do.
Right.
That's my complaint.
My bio on TikTok says spread negativity. That's the whole thing I do.
The whole thing.
I don't know why people expect me to. It's like people don't understand a joke anymore. I don't know why I say anymore. I'm sure this was happening forever, but now we have social media, which means that everybody gets to say something back to your joke. You can't just shout it into the void. Every time I critique anything, it's like I'm expected to also give the positives. Then it's not a critique.
Well, that's the thing is
Why do I have to hit everything?
These are the least secure people alive because they take I hate as, oh, you hate that I do it. You know, like, and it's not, that's not what you're saying at all. It's like, I'm just saying I don't like this stuff.
I once went very viral for talking about how I hate slow walkers, and someone took it upon themselves to explain to me that I don't hate slow walkers. I hate the act of walking slowly, but I don't hate the people who walk slow. And I said, first of all, if you hear that sentence and immediately think she's talking about disabled people in wheelchairs, that's your problem. That's not me.
You've gone to that. You've made this about
You've made the ultimate reach, and that I cannot reason with a person like this, which is what she was.
Person.
Or I think it was they. Like, I don't even know. Like, I was so afraid of even saying anything because every single thing I was saying was
I hate anyone who writes back to this that I hate a different version of walking people. Like that person.
I said what I said.
I hate that specific person. Now
I said what I said, and I doubled down on that and said, no, not only do I hate the act of slow walking, I hate the person, because I think, aside from people who literally can't not walk slow, I'm talking about people who are on their phone in the middle of New York City in the street, not looking around, not aware of their surroundings. I think that is the ultimate display of you're inconsiderate and you don't think about other people.
Yeah.
That's a narcissist. And I do hate the people who walk slow, and I hate the act of it too.
Yeah.
I don't know why I have to specify that.
And here's the problem. And what we're fighting against are the extremes.
Yeah.
These are extremes. Most people go, huh, and then move on with their lives. It is becoming increasingly frustrating to live in the world that we're led by the extremists.
Right.
And it's like, no, most people just want to eat, sleep, and fucking laugh,
right,
and then move on with their fucking lives. And the problem is we get caught up on it. We get caught up with talking about the extreme people, and then everyone thinks everyone extreme. I went on a flight, and I was like, it was the 2 days after they lifted the mask ban, and I tweeted, I went on TikTok, and I was like, hot this flight. I was like, it's crazy. I was on this flight. Nobody came on without a mask waving the American flag.
Right. I saw this. It was great. Yeah.
And then I was like, and also no one came on with a mask that said, if you can read this, you're a murderer, with their pronouns.
Right.
And I was like, this isn't the flight that I was promised by Twitter.
Right.
And so then this guy wrote back, just wear the mask. I'm like, don't you know you're the problem? And it's like we're trying to reason with unreasonable people.
Sad.
That's the problem.
And
it becomes it's our fault.
Most people are like us. It's really my favorite Gen Z phrase, and Gen Z doesn't have a ton of phrases that I love, but this is my favorite of my people's phrases. It's not that deep. And people misuse that. There are some things that are that deep.
Sure.
But most things aren't. And most things that I say on like my TikTok account aren't. However, when I get impassioned like this and I talk about, like, I make videos all the time about the airport. I care a lot about how things move in the airport.
But you don't have TSA pre.
I have clear. I don't mind
Talia,
taking off my shoes.
That was the exception. I couldn't even make eye contact with that video. I was like, this is so irrelevant without TSA pre. You can't even speak to this.
I don't mind taking off my shoes.
Talia,
it takes 2
it's
seconds.
not about the shoes. It's about a lifestyle. Okay?
I do clear.
No. Talia, I'm speaking to you directly, okay?
Okay.
Stop the podcast for 2 seconds, okay? We're keeping this on, but I'm speaking to you. Your parents sent me. Do your parents have pre?
No.
They
never fly anywhere.
My parents, I will tell you this story, okay? I got pre. My parents were first in line.
Okay.
They were like, my parents are like, they heard about this, they're there. They are on it. And for like 2 years, they were like, did you get pre? You get pre? You get pre? You gonna get pre? You gotta get the pre. How do you not have pre? My dad, how do you not have pre? What are you doing? He used to do the same thing with The Godfather. He'd be like, you think you're a big entertainment guy? You never seen The Godfather? How do you not see The Godfather? You don't see The Godfather?
Right.
Every 5 minutes, The Godfather. Same with pre. You don't have pre? You have pre? And I would go to the airport, and finally I got it. And I called my parents the first time I used it, and I was like, I have to apologize. I didn't. And they literally hung up on me. They go, we don't give a fuck about it. We've been telling you for 2 years. So I am telling you right now, don't make us hang up on you. It's not about the shoes. It's about being better than other people. I've been talking about...
That's the problem. I can't do that, though, because I'm supposed to be talking to the general public.
No, but the general public... No.
I need to live
Talia,
as they live.
I
need to be a normie.
You've done enough of them. Okay?
It's
time to move on. It's time to move on. This is an intervention. I didn't bring you here for the podcast. I saw that video, and I was like, you don't have pre... And then you're going to get into the global entry. Oh, do you have global? It becomes an elitism of sorts.
Why is clear not enough? I already skipped the entire line. And I don't pay for it, by the way. I don't pay for clear.
But you're talking about
finessed.
If you want to be... I saw the not paying for clear. That was great. But pre, if you have Amex, they'll take care of things for you. Here's what I'm talking about. You're with the professionals. It is even more annoying to be behind someone in pre. I was in TSA pre-line, and I swear to God, this guy took off his shoes, and I... literally took out my headphones. Okay, I looked at him and I go, you don't have to take those off. Like, that's how seriously I take it. I think there should be an obstacle course for everyone. I've been saying this for years. TSA pre should be a yearly obstacle course that you have to go through, where like you have to like do your phone with the ticket, and if it takes more than 10 seconds, we take it away. Right. Old people jumping, like there's the age.
How quick can you stack the trays?
Yeah. And we're timing and see an old woman who's about to lose her pre.
Anybody who loses should not be able to fly ever.
No fly list. Agreed. No. So I totally agree. So, but then the guy looked at me. I go, you don't have to take off your shoes. He goes, yeah, I know. There's metal in the shoes. I was like, then why would you wear metal shoes? And he goes, and he just looked at me for like an hour. Like, we just made eye contact, and I was like, you're gonna meet worse people in pre that you're gonna hate even more because they have it. I'm just
I know.
Let's go to Talia's complaint.
Whatever.
Hit the music.
All right. Oh, we get to hear the song.
Different song.
It's the guest's turn to complain. They're ready to jump in. They've got lots of problems too. It ain't all about Jared. Let's hear their complaint of the day. Let's hear their complaint of the day. They're invited on the show to have some fun and complain with you. Let's hear that complaint.
Talia, what's on your mind?
All right, I love that. Can I get that? Like,
I'll
on my iPad?
I'll send you the MP3.
Great.
Do they use those these days? It's on Spotify.
Yeah, what the fuck is an MP3? Sorry, I just kind of like went with that as though I know. I want to start by saying,
yes,
I'm a good tipper and I believe in tipping. Even for times where, for example, like the airport, if you check the bag at the curb, a lot of people have disagreed with me on this. You don't got to tip the guy. I just think
you have to
tip the guy.
Yeah.
I know he's doing his job that he gets paid for, but like you just tip the guy.
It's been a while since I've checked at the curb, but
it's just like I believe in that.
That's fair.
However, that only extends to a certain point, and the point where it ends is when there's an iPad at the restaurant and I'm checking out on the iPad and I have not been provided any extra service. and I'm asked to leave a 25% tip on my takeout order.
It's getting out of control.
It's out of fucking control. Yeah. And the issue with it is that the iPad is so big that everyone behind me can see what I select. It's one thing if it's on a little keypad, even if I'm doing takeout, fine, 18%, whatever. 25% they're asking me for. They only give me 2 options.
Yeah.
And
or
I can't enter my own or custom.
Yeah. And now you're there.
Like,
beep, boop, bop, boop,
sorry,
boop, boop,
I
boop.
never wanted to be one of these people who's like, you're just doing your job. It's what we pay for. I believe in tipping.
Yeah.
But when it's on a giant, it's like public humiliation. It's public shaming.
Life is a pendulum swing. It used to be, and I just saw a tweet that was...
Sorry, tell me why life is a pendulum swing.
Well, life is a pendulum swing. It goes too far. So we started at $1, $2, $3.
Yeah.
They used to give you the iPad. I go, this is great. I'm done in 2 seconds. And then it went to percentages.
Right.
And it became 10, 15, 20. Then they're
Yeah.
like, wow, these people are just pressing the fucking button.
They're just going to press it.
What if we just change it to 50%? Well, what if you just change it to $1,000?
Yeah.
What if you just take it to the next level?
Yeah.
That's what's going on. Because
It's
the pendulum
mindless.
swings. Because that's the thing. We start at a place that's normal.
Yes.
It's normal to give the barista $1.
Yeah.
It's and people go against the barista. I'm
Oh,
for
no.
barista
I'll do
tips.
the $1 for the barista.
The bartender. I am now.
I don't want people knowing around me. Now it's like a competition. Somebody before me tipped 25. Now I have to do that too because the person behind me is watching. Like, what the fuck?
It's gotten out of control, and the minute we went to percentages, I saw it coming.
Yeah.
I saw it. I saw a tweet the other day that was like, if I see that iPad, I know I'm tipping too much.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah. We've gotten to that point, and now it becomes the world of anti-tippers and pro-tippers.
Right.
And that's the thing you're fighting against. You're fighting again against the extremists.
I'm being pushed to the side of not tipping, and it's like, I want a tip. I do want a tip, but now they're only giving me 3 options, and it starts at 20%. It's like, I'm a woman of principle. I can't do this.
Yeah.
I don't make that much money. Like, it's not, trust me, I don't believe in when I hear about celebrities not leaving a tip for the giant meal. Like, if you have the money, you tip a lot. There's no problem with 25%.
This is what.
But it's a coffee.
But this is a metaphor for the 2-party system.
You're right.
We should have more parties. The moderates get fucked because we have to choose we have to go to with fucking storm the Capitol, or we have to go not step on grass because it'll kill the grass.
Right.
And it's like, how about I leave $1 and we say we did our job?
Let's settle on 18% always.
18.
18, I'm not saying for a meal. Let's just think barista. $5 drink. 18% tip. What is that?
Listen,
a couple. I don't know.
I think there should be a law against percentages at anywhere except a restaurant.
Yes.
That's where we get into trouble. Now you got to give me the choice. And you want to make a choice? $2, $3, $5. I'm okay with that.
Right.
But the minute we get into percentages, now we're like, oh my God, this is 20%?
Right. It doesn't need to be a percentage. I completely agree.
Talia, thank you for coming on. Thank you for complaining. At Talia Lichtstein. Go follow on Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff. Just the tips. That's the show on TikTok. Go follow. We're sponsor people. Joy Mode. The JTrain is excited to welcome our new sponsor, Joy Mode. Joy Mode's sexual performance booster is like a pre-workout, but for sex. Now, Just the Tips is a sex and dating show. This is a great idea.
Please, hit me up.
Right?
I'd love to try it.
Joy Mode makes natural and science-backed sexual wellness products for men.
Oh.
Oh, wow. We'll keep them at the apartment.
Right,
you have a suitor. This is
right.
great. Put simply, the sexual performance booster enhanced sex drive and blood flow, resulting in better performance. ED prescriptions can come with all sorts of side effects, and the over-the-counter gas station pills are sketchy, fraudulent. That's why Joy Mode was created, because they knew they could do better than everything else on the market. It's easy to use. 45 minutes to 4 hours prior to sexual activity. Tear open the packet and mix with 6 to 8 ounces of water, just like your favorite electrolyte packet. You'll notice better blood flow, better erection quality, firmness, and increased sexual energy and drive. Boom, that's it. Want to spice things up in the bedroom? Here, this is a spice up. Because imagine, like, we have a lot of female listeners. If you just had this, like, with you at the bar, and you're just like, hey, pop this in your water. that guy is going to be like, what's going on? Like, this is like a fun thing. Want to spice up things in the bedroom and boost your sexual performance and do it naturally without nasty prescription drugs? Joy Mode has a special offer for JTrain listeners. Go to usejoymode.com/JTrain or enter JTrain at checkout for 20% off your first order. That's usejoymode.com/JTrain for 20% off your first order. Thanks, Joy Mode. So what a wonderful sponsor. Here we go. Let's get to the complaints. You ready?
Yeah, let's do it. Sorry, I was just checking Street
Don't
Easy.
be sorry. Luxury Lounge. Mom and Dad captions. Hey, Jared and guests. My luxury complaint is that I absolutely hate when couples call themselves mom and dad.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about actual parents with their children. I'm talking about social media posts. There are several people I know, I follow on IG, both influencers and regular people I actually know, that will throw a post of them and their significant other with a caption like Mom and Dad's Night Out. Some aren't even parents. Whose mom and dad do they think they are? Their IG family? Just because they're in the longest relationship of their friend group? Absolutely not. Thanks for letting me air my complaint, Talia Lichtstein. What do you think?
What is there to say? She captured all of it. This is it. I also have an issue with not only the mom and dad, like calling yourself mom and dad, but acting. Like, I saw a caption that was like, I'm so proud of how you've grown this year and what you'll continue to do. That's something my dad would write to his Facebook followers about me. You don't say that about your girlfriend.
It is actually judgmental. It is actually, and I remember it even when I was younger, like early 20s. There's this idea that you're better than the group. It's leveling themselves up as like the king and queen of the group because what? Because you guys decided to have a sexless relationship this young in life.
Right.
It is so annoying. I hate it. I hate when someone calls themselves the grandma of the group.
Yep.
I hate when someone uses I hate any labeling of yourself in the group. And it's like this mom and dad thing. It happens a lot when people get married and you see it and it's condescending because what they're doing is they're saying, oh, we're above where you guys are.
Right.
We're socially, we've evolved more than you.
Right.
You guys, little kitties, gonna go get you vodka sodas because we're having wine night.
You're still hooking up with people casually. Oh, like, no. You're completely right.
It is so condescending. It happens a lot with my married female friends where they'll get married and they'll be like, you're on a dating app? I wouldn't even know how to use it.
Right,
and you're like,
right. You made a great video that was like, my single friends think that I'm like, they soon start to get jealous about what you're doing. And they're like, oh did you go out on Tuesday night? Like, it does come back around though. Right?
It comes back around, especially the male friends. You can tell, like, the ones that aren't doing so hot. They're like, so how was your Wednesday? Did you, like, go out and touch a titty? And you're like, dude, is everything okay? Like, you know, and it's all of it is weird. Like, we are the same age. Right. You're not my mom. You're not my aunt. You're not the fucking, you know, the lead duck in the, where are all the ducklings? No. This is, you're going out, I'm going out. Your life might be boring, but I don't give a fuck.
Right.
That doesn't mean you have to judge me. It's crazy.
I'm with you.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Title it Luxury Lounge. Give us a little sauce. See, this was Luxury Lounge Mom and Dad captions. Ba-da-da-da. Here with Talia Lichtstein, at Talia Lichtstein on Instagram and TikTok and Twitter. Luxury Lounge. Little League travel teams. Okay, this is exciting.
Is new to me.
Okay.
Explain
Greetings
it.
from the sixth circle of Hades, dearest JTrain. I can't be sure that this one is a luxury issue, a lifestyle issue, or both. Probably both. It all begins in a beautiful rural town in an SEC state that is hosting 8-year-old travel team baseball for an entire weekend. During this weekend, where you and your family could be doing something fun, instead you're watching between 4 and 7 games over a 36-hour period. That is...
I've heard about I know this isn't the same, but the training that they do, you know, the Major League Baseball, they go to like a training in Arizona or something.
That's spring training.
Spring training.
Yeah.
And people,
those are actual professionals getting ready.
I know it's not the same. I know what
These
the
are
difference is.
8-year-olds.
I'm aware. Trust me. It reminds me of listening to my friends like in middle school. They'd say, "Oh, my dad's taking me to spring training."
Yes.
You're gonna sit for hours and
Yeah.
watch people practice. Can you explain?
Also, baseball has made no effort to keep up with the times.
It is the most boring thing in the world.
The baseball, here's my defense of baseball. I agree. The defense is it's a picnic where you have a chair.
Exactly.
Which is good.
I like to be outside. I like a hot dog. I like the fireworks. I sit.
Beers.
I chat.
Yeah.
The game, watching on TV. I'd love to go to a real baseball game.
Yes.
In person. That's fun. Sitting on my couch or watching someone practice baseball.
How about little kids where there's literally no
Right.
action?
No,
Like this is the
no.
problem this person has. They're at a little league. That means there's 2 people playing catch, and the rest of the kids are off looking at daffodils
No.
in the field.
No.
Like that's that's grass growing.
My kid could say that they are gay, that they're trans, not that they're Republican, but anything else, and I would say I accept you. If they came home and said, I want to do Little League, I want to do AYSO, I'd say no.
What's AYSO?
It's like LA soccer kids.
Oh, okay.
I think it might just be California.
Soccer, at least the kids are running
No.
into each other.
I'm not sitting in a lawn chair. I'm not sitting for 2 hours every Sunday.
Yeah, I'm out on Little League baseball.
No,
with
I
you.
don't do kids sports. They have to do musical.
They
theater.
write, during this time, you will get to see dozens and dozens of parents driving $80,000 vehicles, unloading their $350 wagons to haul $200 luxury lawn chairs, and $500 sound systems. To play walk-up music. They'll play their own walk-up music.
What
so
is
they've
that?
sent see attached image. So these are the this is the gear that the parents are bringing to their kids' Little League game. They're literally packaging a DJ system that Steve Aoki would use at a festival. They're playing. I wish they had sent a video of the walk-up music. Did they send
My
a video?
jaw is on the floor.
Look they have pictures of the Little Leaguers. They look
I
like
can't.
they look like the Miami Hurricane.
Holy shit! They did a whole real photo shoot.
Well, also, where does it go from here? These Little Leaguers are being told
Right.
that they're basically professional athletes. They're getting
Right.
the same treatment as
You
a
can never
D1
live up
football
to it.
player. Yeah, you're a failure minute 1.
Peaking too early.
This is getting a
know.
16-year-old a
I
BMW.
know.
Where can you go from here?
And I never consider myself part of the whole like, oh, everyone shouldn't get a trophy. Like I'm not part of that camp. But like in this
This is
case,
different than a trophy.
I am.
You
I-
finish the season, you get a trophy, you go, all right, cool. You
Not
finish the
everybody
season.
needs to have the photo shoot with the.
With the lightning in the
No,
background?
no.
What
No.
is this? This
No.
is, and then the walk-up music, it's one thing if that is like by the stadium.
Right.
If you're sitting there in the crowd, you're little Johnny's dad, and you're going, and all of a sudden you start playing Welcome to the Jungle when he's walking up to bat. Like,
I
this is
can't believe it.
crazy.
I can't believe it.
8-year-olds don't get pumped up.
No.
They can't even hit the ball.
No, it's unbelievable.
In-
Save something for the rest of your life. to
You
be
will
excited for.
also get to see professionally produced 3x8 posters featuring these stupid 8-year-olds. You will further get to see lines of parents yelling unintelligible commands to these stupid 8-year-olds who
No
frankly couldn't
way.
give a
It's
shit if
about
they're
the
there or not.
parents.
It's about the parents.
Yeah. It's for the parents.
And it's like, you know what? I'm 37 and like I have friends with children
Mm-hmm.
and they're starting to see this. They're filtering it back to me because with the beauty of late, like not getting, being in that first wave of marriages and kids is I become the sounding booth
Right.
for their complaints that they can't do to the other parents because
Right.
it's very offensive. You're
Right.
like, how could you talk to me? I'm a mother.
Right.
But my child, he
Every
has...
day I'm more convinced I can't have kids. I can't
It
do
gets
it.
more defeating. I see this. I'm like, I would be at... My friend told me the other day, he got invited to a get-together at their friend's house to meet the kids' parents.
What?
And they were like, I was like, wait a minute, like, what did the kids do? He goes, the kids ran around and it was all meant for us to meet. And I was like, who in their right minds would ever plan this? I don't want to meet anybody. I'm done.
I went to like a private high school where they
Okay.
would have, it was very important. The parents got interviewed. I got interviewed in 5th grade to apply to the school. My parents
Okay.
were also interviewed. They want to cultivate like a parent community and they have parent coffees every month.
See, how don't
Like
they get
they
in trouble
want
for
the
like...
parents to know each other.
Wouldn't there be someone that would be like, you excluded me on the basis
Yes.
of blankety blank?
Yes.
Like whatever
But
it
that's
might
what
be?
they want. The school wants the parents to be involved, where it's the kid's nightmare. I would come home. My mom would, first of all, I would share a lot with my mom in middle school, which
Mm-hmm.
is probably the reason we now have issues, is because I don't want to share anything anymore because I've shared
Shared it
everything.
all.
When I was
She feels
a kid,
involved.
Exactly. I want a little bit of space. But when I was a kid, I would tell her all about who's dating in 6th grade and who are the couples. And I loved sharing that with her. So she would go to the coffees and she would be the one that all the other parents, all 60 of them,
she
would
gave-
expect Talia's mom is bringing the tea.
The goods,
She's gonna
yeah.
know.
The hot
and I
goss.
became like, I started to notice when I got into like high school, she'd try and get it out of me so that she could
she
use
became
it as like
addicted.
social currency.
Yeah, she got addicted.
For gossip.
You were her pusher.
It all comes back
Yeah.
to the parents, and they really care about how good they look. That's why we have this
Yeah.
baseball thing. They're all trying to impress each other. They're all flexing for each other.
The great lesson of life is that as you get older, you don't lose wanting attention
And popularity.
There's a book, I think someone told me about it, that's like called like Everything's High School.
Right.
And it's like everything is high
Yeah.
school.
There was a hierarchy among the parents, the moms.
Oh, of course.
There were like hot moms, popular moms, moms that I know everybody didn't like their mom.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And it's like it's all through the vessel of these children. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
let these kids just fucking go.
Uh-huh.
And here's the other thing. You're not a professional athlete. That means your kid probably ain't going to be a professional athlete.
There you go.
You weren't good at baseball. They're not going to be good at baseball. JTrain
Right.
Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Here with Talia Lichtstein. At Talia Lichtstein. Go follow. Ooh, life can be hard. But MeUndies wants you to have a soft summer. When you're cocooned in the softest undies, loungewear, and swimwear, all your other problems will simply melt away. Here's what I love about MeUndies. Right now, everyone listening, Talia, myself, Shelby, we all have a pair of underwear that we're just dealing with. It's the back of the drawer undies. That's right. You have one. They're holy. They're gross. You deal with them. They only come up on laundry days. They are a burden on you. Let me unburden you. Throw them away. It's time. It's time to move on. They're not good. You don't like them. Be done with them. Get into MeUndies. Now let's refresh the back of the drawer and make every day feel like the front of the drawer day. Boom. I just fucking made up a new tagline for you, MeUndies. Summer is sweaty, but your butt doesn't have to be. With MeUndies' light and breathable micro-modal fabric, you can stay comfy and cool all summer. They have super fun seasonal prints and tons of styles to choose from in size extra small to 4XL, so you can bring the beach to your butt without ever leaving your living room. And their new and improved swimwear style are soft and stretchy and sustainably made. MeUndies has a great offer for my listeners. For any first-time purchaser, you get 15% off. If you sign up for their free-to-join membership, you can apply that 15% off to their already discounted membership prices. To get 15% off your first order and a 100% satisfaction guarantee, go to MeUndies.com/JTrain. That's MeUndies.com/JTrain. Here with Talia Lichtstein. Go follow immediately. Luxury Lounge, curbside pickup spaces. Jared, love the pod. I tell everyone I know about the Luxury Lounge because it is the most relatable content. My complaint is about curbside pickup parking spaces at restaurants. I get the rationale. Restaurants reserve spots for pre-orders so employees can quickly deliver orders to customers. But here's the issue. First, there are way too many reserved spaces. I've been to the restaurant with 5 designated spaces, but I've never seen more than 1 car waiting for pickup. This is a huge problem at restaurants with limited parking spaces. Second, spaces are most often in the premium areas of a parking lot, closest to the entrance. So people dining in at the restaurant have to walk further. That seems unfair considering dine-in customers are most likely going to spend more money and will be tipping the waitstaff. Basically, I'm just tired of walking my ass past empty spaces to get in the building. What do you think?
All of this is fair.
Yeah.
I don't like to drive. I'd never drive, even though I'm from
As
LA.
an LA person.
Yeah, I'm a walker. I'm terrified of driving.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't it's really hard when people bring up complaints like on my TikTok about driving. I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you're right. I'm sure
that
that's really
stinks.
annoying.
Yeah. Well, especially now that you're in New York, it's not really a part of your
It's really
life.
just not a part of my life. But honestly, it makes perfect sense to me and I can validate it. Are you a driver? I don't drive.
I mean,
don't know.
I don't drive because living in New York for a long time now.
Right.
But when I do, I do understand the problem they're bringing up. And this is like, listen, again, the pendulum swing of life.
Right.
They thought of this great idea. How do we drum up more business during the pandemic?
Right.
Oh, someone can pull up a car. They can roll down their window a crack. We can deliver it to them like we're like bringing notes from Santa.
Right.
And I get that.
Right.
And now we don't want that anymore.
Right.
Okay? Time to contract.
I
we
think
expand, we contract. It's time to get rid of
it's
these
done.
spaces. And here's the other thing. It doesn't have to be 5 spaces because it's a movable thing. People aren't there for it. It's come in, come out.
Right.
It's all your app should be up to date to let me know when I pull in.
Right.
This should all be timed out.
Right.
That's the biggest issue.
We just need across the board efficiency post-pandemic. I think that we've forgotten about in the pandemic, in the main quarantine, March 2020, that summer, like time was not as valuable. Nobody was in a rush to get anywhere. You're just going home. People wanted to spend more time sitting in their car somewhere.
Sure.
Because at least you were outside a restaurant sitting somewhere and just
doing
out
something.
there.
Yeah.
We have forgotten that now life is pretty much back to normal. We have places to be. We've forgotten about moving quickly, and things need to be efficient and planned out, and there needs to be systems and organization. This is the same with the airport. Like, people have forgotten how to move their ass.
Yeah,
and that's always been...
People don't like change.
People really don't.
And we got in, like, again, we've lived 3 different lifestyles in the past 3 years.
Right.
Pre, during, post.
Right.
And now that's a lot of change for people. I get it. But it's also, like, disappointing. You're like, you can't figure this out.
Right.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Luxury Lounge. Designer delivery delay. Jared Feather, keep trying to keep this within index and thumb range. Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, if you want to send in your Luxury Lounge, title it Luxury Lounge, then give me a little sauce, and then this is how big your complaint should be. We don't need to go more than that.
That's
See,
good.
look at how far I can stretch it out. So that's it. Okay. I recently made my first purchase from Cartier. Good for you. I would have loved to have the bubbly, sipping, bougie experience that comes with an in-store purchase, but not having a location in town meant that I had to go the online route. Given the price point of the item, they provide complimentary express shipping. How generous. On the flip side, though, the package value...
Bless you.
Thank you. On the flip side, though, the package value also requires a signature upon delivery. Fair enough, but the only time frame they provide is any time before 8 p.m., with the only update they send being that I missed them and the package was brought back to the facility. So I missed the delivery today. I decided to find which shipment center it was being held at and just go to get it myself. When I got there, they told me that the delivery truck would not be back until 8 p.m. I understand that you've got to have a little bit of patience here, but this was multiple hours after my initial delivery had been missed, and you're telling me they won't be back for another 3 hours? I asked if there's a way that I can schedule a time for the delivery tomorrow or get updates on when the driver's close so I can make sure that I am home to sign, both of which they said they cannot help with. Listen, as much as I would love to sit at home from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on a weekday, I do in fact have to go to work. How do you think I can afford this shit in the first place? What do you think, Talia?
There you go. It reminds me of that episode of Broad City. Have you seen?
No.
She has to go. They tell her it's going to arrive between like 10 a.m. and 6 p.m. And it gets there like right when she's not there. They don't tell you when it's coming. It's like completely, it's an exaggerated version of what we all know is the truth, which is they don't tell you when they're coming. It makes no sense. It needs to be a tighter time frame. And then they drive it all the way back to the shipping facility and like, I don't know, some island like near Manhattan.
Yeah.
She decides to go.
Island
like
of
weird.
misfit toys.
Exactly. It's like it's a mystery island and they all get sent back here. I used to like it when they would send me a picture, prove that it's there, know exactly, like hide it somewhere. Why can't they hide it?
See, a Cartier...
Put like a lockbox.
But this is the problem. We've misplaced our anger.
Right.
It's not FedEx. It's not UPS. They were given a package where they were like, someone needs to sign this because this is important.
Right.
That is their job.
Right.
Cartier is the real issue here. You have spent thousands of dollars on a watch or a piece of jewelry or whatever you've gotten from Cartier. They should have a butler deliver it straight to your hands on a pillow.
You're right.
The idea that Cartier just hands it over to some UPS driver?
Right.
Are you kidding me? Also, UPS and Cartier should get together and create a elevated service for elevated products. We're ordering more and more things online. You never used to get a Cartier watch just delivered to you. Now you do. The world has changed. That means their services need to change. This person who can afford the watch can also afford to say, yeah, I'll throw in an extra $50 to make sure it gets brought on a silver platter by a butler.
Right. Well, they're doing that with influencer packages now. Have you seen this?
No.
PR packages. Influencers like myself. We get things in the mail. People, for me and you, we've talked about this. I get like soda. But some people get fancy bras, fancy skincare,
You
whatever.
get sent a lot of junk to, on the spectrum, it goes from trash to like like I have
you could regift it.
You could regiftables.
Yeah.
Like the Oracle. What do I have? The 3D.
3D.
I got sent the goggles that You can watch,
the AI?
Yeah.
You can watch porn on those.
Watch porn.
Yeah,
that's the first
the
thing everyone
only
says.
thing I would do
Everyone
on that.
says you can watch porn, and I'm like, I don't
Little
know if
Dicky
I want.
is really into that.
But to me, that's
I'm obsessed with him.
What's that?
You know Dave, Little Dicky?
Oh, yeah.
He's obsessed with watching porn on the goggles.
See, that's the problem. I don't want to get to that. I don't want to be.
Oh, I do.
Because, well, then why even live in the real world?
Exactly.
I'd be in this apartment.
I'm a
life.
straight woman. I'm already sick of it. So
You're
I'd
done?
love to just have virtual reality sex for the rest of my life.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, you could. I mean, but I'm avoiding it. But I'm saying that's a big time gift.
It's a great gift.
Yeah.
That's a great gift. Well, that's a really good PR package. But my point is, you'll see now they really want the influencers to post. My whole complaint is that, you're getting my free publicity. I pay my bills with this type of thing. Why would I post you for free when other people pay me to post their shit?
Oh, I never post.
I don't post anything I get for free unless it's something that I really have talked about before or have like loving it. And I have a personal relationship established with the person, the liaison, whatever. No, if Dunkin' Donuts sends me something, it's like, you can pay me. Why would I post this? Anyway, the thing that they're doing to get these big influencers to post, the bigger you are, the more they send. And they'll send it with like, the other day, I think Serena actually got somebody at her door in a gospel choir outfit, singing gospel music to hand her the new lotion that this company was putting out. What the fuck? If they can afford it, it was like Pat McGrath or something. And they're all in orange and they're like, Serena, we bought your stuff for you. Like, you can pay somebody, Cartier,
They're Trojan
to do that.
horsing people.
They are literally forcing people. You're not going to post me singing at your door?
Yeah,
you're not going to post me.
Cupid shows up with your new.
They're sending like quintets. They're sending guys in suits to sing. They're like, "Here's your free soda.
Oh my God!
Hope you'll put this on your Instagram story.
Just give me. Well, they know.
Just pay me $2,000 and I'll post the shit. It's so much better than sending me these people. But the point is, they can afford it. Cardi can afford sending a guy in a suit with a little pillow as part of the experience if you throw in an extra $50.
I love the idea that they're just playing off of our addiction to a response over stories that they're like, oh, you're going to love posting about guy in underwear singing about Charmin toilet paper.
Right.
So this is amazing.
I don't know. They would never send me anything like this because they know that I'd like make a prank out of it.
Sure.
I'd probably like I'd blast them with silly string or something when I open the door. But it is a really, really smart idea. And I hope they never show up to my place. JTrain
Podcast at gmail.com. JTrain Podcast at gmail.com. Here with Talia Lichtstein at Talia Lichtstein on all socials. Just the tips. That is the show on TikTok every day. We're sponsored. Speaking of like things that would show up at your door. This is like Manscaped. I love Manscaped. The JTrain Podcast brought to you by Manscaped. Smooth used to be enough, but now there's Ultra Smooth. Ready to go Ultra Smooth? Our friends at Manscaped are here to help. Step 1, grab your handy Lawnmower 4.0 for a trim. Step 2, pull out your Manscaped Ultra Smooth Package's Crop Exfoliator. Step 3, see where you're shaving with their Crop Gel Shave Gel. And see where you're shaving with their Clear Crop Gel Shave Gel, just for the groin. Step 4, it's time to shave. The Crop Shaver was designed for shaving the groin area with confidence. All the products in the Ultra Smooth package are vegan, cruelty-free, and sulfate-free. It's time to get up close and personal with the best tools for the job, the Ultra Smooth package from Manscaped. Huge fan of Manscaped. Great gift for the guy in your life. Father's Day might be a little weird, but, go for it. Why not? Your mom will be happy.
Too.
It's great.
Fun.
Here's the fun of Manscaped. They've never really made products for men to get excited about doing those types of things. You see a woman get ready for bed. She's just slicked up in oils, and it's all fun and games, and they are into it. It's a passion project. Now we can have the same passion products. I'm using the crop gel, the exfoliator. I'm having a full day at the spa in my bathroom because of Manscaped. Get 20% off plus free shipping with code JTrain at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with code JTrain at manscaped.com. Smooth out your fellas with the relaunched Ultra Smooth package from the fellas at Manscaped. Your balls will thank you. It's a great gift. I will tell you right now, for the man in your life.
Sounds great.
Luxury lounge. Beeping. It says read in your mom's voice.
Okay.
So I'm getting...
Do Boston.
Beeping? I guess that's how she would say it, right? Beeping. That's how she was saying?
Yeah.
Jared, I fucking love the pod. I have a major complaint about the microwave in my apartment. Once the time is up, it beeps long and loud and does not stop until I open the door. Sometimes I want to throw a chicken pot pie in the microwave and let it sit there while I finish an episode of Summer House. Instead, I have to jump up and run to the microwave immediately to stop the long piercing beeps from assaulting my ear holes, all the while yelling, "Shut the fuck up," as though the microwave will hear me and change its ways. What do you think? This is horrible.
It's almost as bad as a washing machine that does the same thing. You heard of these? When the washing machine finishes and it goes beep, 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 beep. Like a whole fucking song.
Yeah, we've gotten this complaint.
That?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Just beep once. I heard you. Maybe twice and cut it.
It should go beep, beep, done.
Yep, that's it.
Done.
That's all you want.
And then a 15-minute beep.
Really?
If you've forgotten, just one.
Oh, if you've forgotten about the
initial
wash.
beep. So beep.
I would never forget about the food.
Beep. Well, that's the thing.
Who's forgetting the food?
If they're
I
in
only
Summer
need one
House
little
land,
beep.
Beep, beep, and then 15 minutes later, just give us one.
Right.
Hey,
Right.
I'm here. Beep. You know, one little.
That's fine.
Let's be reasonable.
Right.
That's the thing.
That's fine.
To just go beep, beep, beep. What microwave? What do you got? Another fucking job to get to?
Right.
What, you got to be somewhere?
And
You got to be at the airport?
I usually stick around by the microwave. I think that there should be settings for different people because
Yes.
I'm waiting for the
I'm
food.
watching.
I want
Yeah,
the
yeah,
food.
I want the food.
I grew up in a household where my dad would have to tell me kitchen's closed, tall, because I would eat. Like
Yes.
I'm an eater. Okay,
I'm with you.
So I would
Did your
stand
family
by.
do what my family would do? Sorry to
What?
interrupt.
No,
You'd be at dinner. We'd order all the appetizers, and then everyone would be eating the appetizers. Then my dad would establish that we've had enough and pour water onto the food.
No. My mom would do that.
Yeah,
my mom
the
would do that.
water onto the food is an
Yes.
embarrassing moment. You're basically screaming to the restaurant, "Yeah, we're all a bunch of fat pigs.
Yeah.
No control over here."
It's really damaging, actually. I'm
talking about it. I'm 37.
It's really terrible. I grew up with that too.
Yeah.
But I grew up with, it's a certain hour. You've had enough. Somebody
Mm-hmm.
else has established that I've had enough. I could talk all day about my food and little things. I'm sure you agree. But I would, sorry, I'm getting passionate. I knew when to stop the microwave. I became a professional because I didn't want my parents upstairs to hear that at
Yes.
2 a.m. I was making a Trader Joe's lava cake.
Yes.
So I knew exactly when it was going to stop. I would know when to get
Yes.
close to the microwave. As soon as it hit 0, click,
Yeah,
open it, open the door.
I know the move.
And it would never beep.
As a fellow nighttime eater, and I know
Yeah.
just from that story, I know you do nighttime
know.
eating because I've done that move.
Yeah.
And then you have to, but you do stop, and then when you even opening
I would
the microwave, you
click
go as slow as
Yes.
humanly possible.
Push the button so slow so it wouldn't make the whole
Yes.
the click sound. You know what I'm talking about?
Yes, I know exactly.
I would creak it open,
Yeah.
tiptoe back upstairs,
Yep.
hide the container or whatever it came in
Yeah,
on the bottom of my trash can. Very bad.
it was
very
like
bad.
the woman in that movie sliding under the lasers. Do we know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Like it's
Yeah.
it was what's her name? J-Lo just
Yeah,
slipping
I
through
remember.
lasers.
It's Anne Hathaway and Get Smart.
Anne Hathaway and Get Smart. I think they did it also. What's the guy who went down on his wife and got throat cancer?
Yeah.
Michael
Yes.
Douglas's wife. She did that move. What's her name? Catherine Zeta-Jones.
Wow.
Yeah, she slipping through. That was our version, opening the microwave. Yeah, a much unhealthier version, a less sexy version, but a version.
I
to
know
say
how to sneak around my house in silence.
listen.
My
My whole life.
It's what I grew up on.
Yeah.
Have you seen The Sopranos? I
No.
was like, okay, there's you people will know this. There's a character called Jenny Sack, and the husband like finds her hiding food all over the house, like stashing the food. I would hide food in my home. I really resonated with that.
10 minutes of my hour that I do on stage is about nighttime eating. This
Yeah.
is all I talk about. So to understand, the microwave never works with. There should be a nighttime eating mode.
Yes.
There should be I live with an asshole mode.
Yes.
I have judgy parents mode.
Exactly.
There should be I'm watching Summer House
And there should be
mode.
I've been skinny my whole life mode. Everyone can know when I'm eating because it can be loud.
Yeah,
because
you
I've
can-
never been ashamed of my eating.
Yeah, play music, play
Play a full
Hot
song.
Girl Summer.
It's fine. Yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah.
okay. Yeah, there needs to be.
I worked
different
at Brandy
settings.
Melville in high school mode.
There
that
it is.
type of thing.
Put it all up there.
Yeah.
Let's start making microwaves for specific people.
Yeah.
So that we know what we're dealing with. Oh, I walk into the house, I'll be like, oh, okay, this person eats.
Yep.
They have the quiet mode. Yeah.
Exactly.
JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. JTrainPodcast@gmail.com. Luxury Lounge corporate team outing. My complaint is that my team at work is planning a outing to celebrate our end of busy season. We booked a private yacht tour of New York City with food, drinks, etc. that everyone was looking forward to. I'm with you. I don't want forced company time.
There's corporate friends, quote unquote friends,
we can make that
colleagues,
plan on our own.
And and if you like each other, then you're going to go out. You don't need to do forced bonding. It's the same as doing like improv games at summer camp, team building activities. Team building activities is my personal hell. Any sort of team building.
These types of events are made for the weakest personalities in the room.
Exactly.
It is like a play date. You know, we're not 5.
Right.
We don't need a play date to meet new people.
I could have skipped my whole college orientation and still been so popular and made so many friends the first day.
Okay.
There are and a lot of people would be that way. You don't need to like do the ropes course in order to make friends.
Well, this person was looking forward to the private yacht tour. Fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Then someone on the team says they get really bad seasickness and this event won't work for them. So we had to cancel the whole plan for this one person. And now instead we're doing a cooking class in a church basement. Ugh. I would fire this person immediately.
What the fuck? Whose idea was that to cancel it?
Also, this person that complains is the reason we have these events in the first place. They are so socially inept that we have to create these fake hangouts.
Yeah, fake friends.
Yeah.
Fake activities.
And then they're complaining about the fake activities we're doing for them.
There you go.
And now you're in a church basement.
That's terrible.
Cooking class.
That
I don't want to learn how to cook.
terrible.
Cook for me. Personally, if I was the only person the original plan didn't work for, I'd say, unfortunately, I can't go, but have fun. Yeah. Have some shame.
It's terrible. And now it's like when I got punished once when I was on my track team in high school for cutting the laps. Like I wouldn't run the whole lap and I'd cut the corners. And they made me run a lap. Or no. They made the entire rest of the group run a lap and me stand and watch them. And that was public shaming. That's what they need to do.
That got through to you.
It really hurt. It was like, okay, I feel terrible. I made everybody run extra. They're all miserable. They all are mad at me because I fucked up. They need to put this person on a boat by themselves.
Yes.
And everybody else needs to sit
and
on the dock
puke
and just
on the
watch them. And that's
puke all day, just seasick, and
then
then everyone goes, "You did this to you." Yeah. Listen. They do this in group fitness classes. They'll be like, "Everyone sprints until everyone's sprinting."
Right.
And then there's one person walking. You're like, "Oh, come on, 12."
Right.
You know.
I'm not saying I like group fitness classes or any sort of group thing where somebody gets punished for the rest of the group, or the group gets punished for one person's actions. But this is where how did this person never learn that when you complain about getting bullied, you get bullied? Like that makes you hated by everybody.
I mean, they're going to be at this church basement cooking class, just sitting there, looking at them, hating them.
They're going to talk shit about this guy or girl,
whoever it is,
forever.
I would never. They would be known as church basement.
Yeah.
The rest of their lives.
Yeah.
To me.
The guy who forced us to have this cooking class in the church basement.
Yeah, they're gonna get a nickname. The whole deal.
Seasick.
Yeah, good old seasick.
Yeah, for years he'd be seasick.
Do we have time for one more, Shelby? We got time for one more. Let me give you the choice. We got 2 left. I'll give you the choice of complaints.
Okay.
Luxury Lounge, too many singles.
Too many singles? Like single people?
I don't know. Luxury Lounge, interesting horse problems.
Shit. I love horses, but singles, it's like easy to talk about dating. What do you think?
It's not about dating.
Okay, do horses.
Let's do the horses. Luxury Lounge, interesting horse problems. Greetings, oh great complaint king. Here's my super not relatable complaint.
Okay.
We love unrelatable. My horse is too interesting. I just like the idea. I got a huge problem. This horse, I mean, it reads. It's got a lot of political opinions. Tells great stories. Like
so many hobbies.
Mr. Ed. I compete in horse shows, so just like hundreds of others, I trek my horse over to these expensive shows on a very tight schedule. Completely amped and stressed over the competition, but still random spectators and even other competitors cannot help themselves from stopping me to gawk and pet my horse. She is, in their defense, the biggest horse at the whole show. probably about 2 feet taller than your average show horse, and she's also very beautiful. But still, these people should understand by now that all of us are here with the same intentions, and no, I did not bring my horse here as a freak show for your personal entertainment. Please at least wait for us to compete and come see me after the show, although I'll hate that too. There should be some etiquette here for competitors, no matter what their horse looks like. Sincerely, the fanciest person ever. What do you think?
I mean, that's like bringing a hot friend to the bar. Everyone's paying attention to your hot friend. Oh my God, everybody wants to pet your hot friend and talk to your hot friend, buy your hot friend a drink. And then it's like, we're all here for the same reason.
Yeah.
Can we just
Everyone wants to fuck.
She's hot.
Yeah.
We are all trying to flirt. Not all of you are going to go home with her. So there's no point in all of you hitting on her and nobody talking to me.
That's right.
So I'm like an easy second or third behind her. So come talk to me. I also feel this way about my boobs, which are abnormal.
Okay.
And people tend to think that they're like, oh, it's like so different. I can come up and touch it and focus on this instead of you. And can I please touch them?
People are coming up to you and just grabbing your boob?
They grab them all the time because they think they can't believe that they're
This is
there.
other women, I'm assuming.
Usually,
Yeah.
but sometimes it's men.
Really?
They just don't see me as like it's not human. Like they see it
They're
as
like,
like it's
"Oh
a
my
separate
God," and they
entity.
turn into a
It's
different
sort of
person.
like you see somebody with an amazing bag. You've never seen this type of bag before. Can I touch your purse? Is it real leather? Like
See,
I want to touch it.
I can't believe anyone comments on anything. Do you know, like I was, and I understand. I don't have a horse.
Right.
I go and work out at the field across the highway.
Okay.
It's about a 5-minute walk.
Right.
But I have these weights, put them on my shoulders, and I walk them out.
Right.
The other day, I came out to the elevator, and it was this older couple. I have headphones in. I have the weights on my shoulders.
Right.
I'm concentrating on, let me get the fuck out there.
Right,
It's
right.
morning. I'm tired. I'm hungover.
Right.
The woman goes, "What are those?" And I'm like,
How dare you? With my headphones in. How dare you?
I now have to balance the weights
Right.
on my shoulders, take out a headphone. Mm-hmm. I going for a workout, and then I put it back in.
Yeah.
Headphone in means conversation over.
Over.
Yeah, it's over. She goes, "Working out?" I go, and now they're an older couple. We're going to be an asshole to them?
No.
Now I'm in this weird predicament.
Right.
So then I keep the headphone out. Now I take it out again.
Right.
And she goes, "I don't got weights." And I'm like, "Oh my God, you need to be in a hospital.
Yeah.
You need to be in assisted care."
Yeah.
And
in a place where you can't escape, in a timed place. This is how I feel about planes too.
Yeah.
In an elevator, any enclosed space where nobody can just walk away. It's not like at a party. You should not be making any sort of small talk.
And she's with her
Don't
husband.
do that.
And the husband at that point should go, "Elaine." Like,
Right.
do the Elaine.
Right.
Like, enough.
Right.
He didn't do anything. He's probably exhausted. He's happy that I'm there to lift the load.
Oh, yeah.
She goes, "I don't have weights." And I feel bad. I'm like, I don't even think she knows where she is. And then she
Right.
goes, and she was wearing a sweater that had sparkles on it. She goes, "All I have are sparkles."
Oh.
And I go, "Damn it. I'm the biggest asshole in the world."
No,
And
don't be distracted.
And I'm like, fuck. I was so mad at myself. I'm like, "Jared, you
That
judgy
is
piece
really
of shit."
cute.
And then I go, "We all need to sparkle sometimes." And
You like that one?
she smiled. I smiled. My heart was warmed. And I spent the whole walk to the field with the weights being like, "Jared, you piece of fucking
Right.
shit." Same with this person with the horse.
Right.
They got a horse. It is the most magical of beasts.
Right.
A little kid probably runs up and is like, "Can I pet the horse?" And they're like,
You're
"I'm
like,
in the zone. Shut the fuck up." And then they're like, "What am I
Right.
doing? How many
Right.
times a day does a kid see a horse?"
So what you're saying is I should let the guys at the bar just reach out and
Let 'em touch your
give 'em a little
titties.
squeeze. Yeah, I should. Not everybody gets to touch boobs, and I should do a mitzvah.
The women doing it it's annoying to me. To me, that's on the mom and dad thing.
Right,
'Cause
right.
it's like it's a little condescending. Like
It's condescending. It's weird, and they think it's a compliment. They say, "Oh my God, I wish I had them. I wish you could like give some to me." Like, yeah. I know all the different lines. It's always the same thing. I wish we could share. I wish I could give some to you. Whatever. But
Yeah, I can't give you.
Why would you touch
I can't
it?
give you a pint of my boobs.
no, I
Yeah.
can't. We can go back and forth this conversation forever. I wish I could share.
I
Why
hate
can't
that.
I transfer it?
I
It's the
hate
most
that.
classic thing to say to
Because
anybody.
the thing that is the most that people see the most on you is usually the thing that you're like a little bit most self-conscious
You're self-conscious about it.
Like,
I don't care if you think it's great. It's like I don't want to. It's not exactly the same thing in any way, but like you're not supposed to go up to a black woman and like start touching her hair. Like, oh my god, I love your hair. This is a person's body. They're not an exhibit.
No,
they're not they're a person. You don't have to touch something and compliment something, draw a bunch of attention to something to just say that you like it.
I get it sometimes. It's weird when I gain weight. I don't gain like I just become more of a box.
Right.
So I just get big. Like I extend. I like it's like someone took a.
We get
straw.
it. You look better when you get fatter. We get it.
It's not better
You look
though.
buff.
But people come up to me and go, "Whoa, working out!" And I'm
Right.
like, "It's actually the opposite. I'm the fattest I've ever been."
Right.
You know, it's like I don't know how to explain that to you.
That's a luxury for a man, I feel like.
It's not. Every day I live with this burden.
Sorry to tell you.
Life is
your
tough.
biggest insecurity is luxury. That's how we all feel about each other's insecurities, though. But yes, so we all have things that other people think it's a compliment. Just shut up. We know. We know
And
we
I don't
look
care about
great.
your sparkly sweater, you sweet old fucking lady.
You fucking cunt.
Talia Lichtstein, thank you for coming on. This is fantastic.
Thanks for having me.
Great to have you in the lounge. Everyone go follow Talia at Talia Lichtstein on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok. Just the tips. That's the new show. It's on TikTok. Go follow. I'm Jared Freid. Keep sending your luxury complaints. We'll be back next episode. Boom.